What is up, people? Hailtothebreak here. Welcome back to Let's Play Trauma Center New Blood.
Oh, he's awake.
Professor, can you hear me?
Yes. I'm fully conscious.
The operation was a success. All the pathogens were removed. And your heart is functioning normally.
It was a complicated procedure, but we were able to complete it. Being operated on while you still had your strength should speed your recovery.
Well, Professor, congratulations on the success of your operation.
Thank you.
That stigma is quite a remarkable disease. I never imagined such an insidious pathogen could exist. It amazes me each time I watch the recording of the operation.
Recording? Rousseau, I thought I made myself clear. I only gave you permission to read through the existing data.
Yes, that's true, but I thought perhaps...
My orders are absolute. Or are you scheming to steal my research?
Don't be silly, Professor. I'm completely loyal to...
I want everything in this room. That includes any recordings and extracted organisms. I won't have them where I... Oh!
Professor, please. You must stay calm.
Dr. Rousseau, can't whatever you have to discuss with Professor Wilkins wait until later?
Yes, well then, please excuse me, Professor.
Please. I'd like to be alone for a while. Don't worry. I won't overexert myself.
Then we'll return later to explain your status.
Yes. Thank you.
We don't have a sample or any data. So how do you intend to study stigma, Marcus?
Are you just going to pretend it doesn't exist?
No self-respecting doctor would admit the existence of such a thing, outside of a sci-fi movie.
Or a game, for that matter.
That's only because they lack the knowledge.
Oh, really?
Do you recall the incident that occurred 10 years ago? A deadly man-made infectious disease spread throughout the world. It was known as guilt.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that. Is there a connection between guilt and stigma?
Most likely not. The professor has already tested that vaccine on it. It had absolutely no effect.
I guess I can see why Rousseau's so intrigued by it. If he was the one to announce it to the world, he'd become the most renowned doctor in medical history.
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, 2 patients have been added to each of your schedules.
Aren't these Rousseau's patients?
Yes, but he's very busy.
Looks like I better get used to being sleep deprived.
It seems Professor Wilkins is on the road to wellness.
But how long will it take for him to fully recover?
The professor's a lot tougher than he looks, you know.
Dr. Rousseau must be hoping he resigns, or at least relinquishes some of his authority.
I heard another hospital has been courting him as well. He's had a lot of visitors lately.
Perhaps he's going to take up a position as a lecturer somewhere. I envy him.
He's the talk of the entire hospital.
Oh, but he's not the only one.
Meaning what exactly?
I've heard from more than one source that someone will be paying you two a visit soon as well. Maybe Professor to-be Rousseau will let you know about it.
That's not really my idea of a promotion.
Well, I'm calling it quits for today. Hopefully tomorrow won't be as stressful.
What about the professor's charts?
He's been updating them himself. It is top secret after all. Speak of the devil. He's paging us. I wonder what he wants.
He didn't mention anything to me. Is that the fire alarm?
Something must have happened. We better go check on the professor. Oh no!
Ah! Help! That man's on fire! We have to help him!
Be careful, Marcus!
Drop to the floor! Hurry! Valerie, isn't there a fire extinguisher around?
Doctor, stand aside!
Quick thinking, Elena. Someone. Professor Wilkinson. Stigma. Russo, is that you? And then set fire. Hang in there. We're going to get you some help.
He's been badly burned. His life is in danger.
I'll get something to transport him with.
Thank you, Elena. Get the OR ready too.
The patient is suffering from burns all over his body, concentrated on the left side. Some of them are third-degree burns, I'm afraid. The burned area covers over 20% of his body. He's in extremely critical condition. We'll have to use skin grafts. I suggest that we transplant skin from the right half of his body, which has fewer burns.
If we can't use synthetic skin, then that's our only option.
If we inject culture fluids, we'll be able to avoid further damage.
Since we'll be working on third-degree burns, I've prepared some coolants as well. I've said this already, but he's in critical condition. Please, we have to hurry.
Or we could just wait because of this guy. I'm kidding. But for those who wonder, guilt, it was basically the same thing as stigma in a certain way, because, you know, it's a weird disease and stuff.
Let's get started.
But guilt was... I don't remember much of the first game because it's been such a while, but basically guilt is a super disease.
These burns are pretty severe. Skin grafts are the only option. We'll have to remove skin from elsewhere before we can begin treating the burns.
Alright, I'll get the culture fluid ready for you. You'll have to inject it into the right side. We need to collect donor skin first. The culture is taking effect.
Want a tip? Prepare
Please
lavos.
use the scalpel to remove a section of the
And also, a
epidermis.
little tip like that, one of the reasons why...
You have to inject the
Wow,
culture fluid
forgot
into a
there was
part
no
that
part
hasn't
here.
been burned.
It's a good thing to prepare more of those because, trust me guys, you're gonna need a lot of those.
Once you'll most likely... Let's look...
I know.
The most severe...
Let me do.
Are you prepared to please inject it directly into the blackened tissue?
First of all, let's just cut this up.
It
Put
looks like
4 of
this
them
area
on
is
top.
going to need more than one piece of tissue. We've
So that's
covered
what I was trying to do.
We're done with this area. Drain the blood.
Some
Now,
blood.
please try to place
The blood's gonna
donor
be your
skin
enemy
before
here
the
because
wound
when it
hemorrhages
forms,
again.
basically what it does is that's gonna basically block you from placing any parts and also gonna make the skin fall. So I do recommend you to actually go one at a time. Why? You ask? Because in that case, the blood won't be able to actually push your skin away. So do be careful because these burns can get worse if you don't treat them fast. Personally, I say treat the one that is not worse first because the ones already worse cannot worsen. So, yeah. Little tip like that, if you guys ever did it. On normal, it was when I was a little younger. On normal, this mission used to kick my ass all the time
The coolant seems to be working.
because
Now,
this
you can
mission
place the
really
excised
don't
tip
allow
where
you
the area's been
much
debrided, so you can proceed to drain
time
the
to actually
blood.
do all that stuff. On easy, it's fairly easy. But on normal, that thing will kick your ass. Unless I was just bad at the time. Could be that too.
The coolant won't be effective unless you inject it directly into the blackened area.
But... yeah, pretty much it's rinse and repeat at this point. Make some skin, remove some blood, cut some bad tissues, put some gel on it, rinse and repeat.
Halfway through. Keep it up.
Don't worry about giving any excess, it's not like it actually counts. Oh, you son of a bitch. Guess I'm gonna have to start all over again. Like I said, blood can be a bitch, because I don't know if blood's on timer or something, but sometimes it just decides to spawn the worst time ever. So I'm just gonna go and move this real quick. Here, the magnifying tool, the thing that allows you to move, will be your best friend, because sometimes you just can't really work on the thing you want to work on. No blood, you don't.
Almost done.
Magnifying tool. Okay, so let's start by treating this one. Because I know that this one for a fact will be a problem. Let's prepare some skin. Should probably prep some skin first. Okay. Let me tell you, there's probably going to be some blood forming before I actually have a chance to explode this one. No, not even. Wow.
You completed the treatment.
I
Great work, team.
I don't know if I was really bad when I first played this, because this is way easier than I thought it was. Maybe I should ramp up the difficulty at some point, because I don't know. I feel like it's really easy compared to last time I did it, which was like 3 years ago.
The professor's office is nothing but ashes. Fortunately, no one seems to have been inside. But the professor's whereabouts are unknown, and we have reason to believe the data was stolen. According to what Russo said, the professor seems to have been kidnapped. What did the detectives ask you?
Same things they asked you. What did I see when I arrived at the scene? Did I notice anything suspicious? Oh, they also asked about the professor's condition. I didn't say anything about stigma, for now. They wouldn't understand anyway.
I can't believe he was kidnapped. What's their motive? They obviously want more than just a ransom.
What's gonna happen to this hospital? What if the media's gonna be all over this incident? We won't have time to examine our patients.
Dr. Blaylock, Dr. Vaughn, there's someone here to see you.
If it's another investigator, then forget it.
Actually, it's the director of Caduceus.
What?
Long time no see. Regarding what happened the other day, you have my sympathy.
Thanks.
How can we help you?
It's a little complicated, so I'll get right to the point. After seeing the two of you in action, I negotiated with the hospital to have you both transferred to our staff.
You're recruiting us?
That was the plan, but circumstances have changed.
So what does that mean?
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, by the authority of the federal government, I hereby order your immediate transfer to Caduceus.
The authority of the federal government?
The decision was made based on the research we believe Professor Wilkins was performing. As skilled doctors and colleagues of the professor, we require your expertise in the U.S. branch of Caduceus. We'll do our best to accommodate any staff member requests you may have.
I can't believe it. We're going to Caduceus.
Just like that, chapter 3, guys. Oh yeah. Stuff's about to hit the fan. I'm saying that just because at this point, as you see, well, the plot just got a bit thicker. And as you'll notice, it's not the end of it.
Maryland, on the Atlantic coast of the United States of America. In a location close to the nation's capital lies the U.S. branch of Caduceus, the international organization that treats and researches new diseases. Caduceus USA falls under the jurisdiction of Health and Human Services, yet they have their own authority to execute private missions. They are dedicated to the treatment of intractable diseases and the prevention of infectious illnesses.
Marcus Vaughn, age 34, surgeon, place of birth, California. Valerie Blaylock, age 28, surgeon, place of birth, North Carolina. Elena Salazar, age 20, nurse, place of birth, California. You three will be assigned to the newly created Special Disease Counteraction Team. Now, sign here, and on the written oath and the waiver form. Why the sour face, Dr. Vaughn?
You're forming a new team? What, is this an anti-stigma measure?
You mean is it a result of Professor Wilkins' procedure? Well, we've had this planned for a long time, though the discovery of stigma did hasten its establishment. At least things will be easier on you, since it's such a small team.
Thanks for your concern. But if we'll be dealing with mainly new diseases, then we'll be performing fewer operations. I hope that won't affect my salary.
Leave it to you to think of that, Marcus.
No need to worry. We'll be referring plenty of patients to you. Special cases which may require the healing touch.
Well, that's good to hear.
Your job description won't change much either, Elena. Your priority will be to assist Dr. Vaughn and Dr. Blaylock with the operations assigned to them.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best, just as I did at Concordia.
Then, the first thing I'd like you to do is become familiar with Caduceus, and provide us with whatever information you have on Stigma.
Regarding that matter, we've only encountered Stigma in one operation. There's really not much for us to disclose. Especially since Professor Wilkins kept a tight lid on all the data.
That's all right. Just tell us whatever you know. You may be surprised at how much you recall. Extraordinary events leave deep imprints on our memory.
I hope we'll be able to live up to your high expectations. I was wondering, are we going to be questioned about the disappearance of the professor?
That won't be necessary. This is a hospital, not a police department.
Well, we don't know where the professor was taken. They haven't even demanded a ransom.
I still feel uneasy about all this, but we'll do what we can.
Okay, let me show you around.
Shit. Hey,
now,
skipping like
this
that.
is your office.
Wow. Look at this equipment. I knew Caduceus would be amazing, but this is too much.
Your responsibilities won't be much different than they were in the past. Even though you're now members of Caduceus, you're still first and foremost doctors. We dedicate ourselves to research here, but at the same time, we see regular patients. A major part of your duties will be to keep your skills sharp.
Well, it can't be any worse than Concordia. I mean, we weren't exactly welcome there.
Now, let's take a look at where you'll be performing your surgeries. There are a total of 10 ORs, each one equipped for a different type of procedure. Oh, Dr. Everett.
Director, do you know where Dr. Tsuji is?
This is Dr. Everett, our chief surgeon.
He looks like he's in pain. Is something wrong?
I've got cholelithiasis. I was going to ask Dr. Tsuji to remove the gallstones, but I can't find her anywhere. I can't take this anymore. Director, can you fragment them for me, please?
I wish I could, but I'm expecting a visitor shortly.
But I can't stand the pain any longer. Are these the new doctors you were talking about?
Yes, they are.
I don't care who does it. I just need help. I can walk you through the procedure if necessary. I'll even suture myself when it's over.
I know this is sudden, but would you mind?
Not at all. Dr. Everett, I'm...
Skip the formalities. Just prep for surgery.
That guy looks like he's in pain. Oh god.
Let me explain the chart. Dr. Everett has cholelithiasis and has been experiencing pain for 3 years.
3 years?
Yes. I've told him repeatedly to admit himself to the ward and have it treated. However, it seems he's far more interested in taking care of patients than himself.
Typical doctor, neglecting his own needs.
I guess that just goes to show how passionate Dr. Everett is about his job.
When you put it that way. Oh, excuse me, please continue.
We'll use a laser to fragment the gallstone in this operation. Please extract the gallbladder as well during the procedure.
So we'll be taking care of the cause of his pain as well.
Well, I must be going. I'll leave the rest to you three.
Let's begin the procedure.
Here we go, folks. Alright, this one is a bit of a... not tricky, but...
We will now begin. Please disinfect
can
the
screw it up pretty
incision
badly
and
if
open
you
the
not fast enough on the gallstone.
First, we'll be fragmenting the gallstones. If a gallstone passes completely through the epithelium, let's begin by using the ultrasound to locate the gallstones. There's a gallstone. Use the laser to break it up. The gallstone has been fragmented. First, inject the sedative into the gallbladder. We can't remove it. And don't forget to use the... Alright then.
So basically
Please
this
begin
one,
cutting
it's
off
a
the
lot
first
easier in
segment.
co-op. for an obvious reason. One can
Cut has caused hemorrhaging.
like
The blood has been drained.
use a
The second segment
well,
has been cut off. The
yeah,
hemorrhaging
talk.
is getting worse.
pretty
Don't
pretty
forget
hard
keep
to focus on
fragmenting
both
the
things at the same time.
third
But
segment has
basically,
been cut off.
you need to check for
One more to
gallstone.
go.
Oh crap! This one.
Patient's vitals have dropped. Please don't forget to treat the gallstones.
You basically gotta be very careful because these gallstone will do a bunch of damage if you let them go. You just gotta like pay attention to two things at once. This is why this operation is kind of tricky
This should prevent the gallstones.
because
You need to pay attention to the gallstones while you're working on the
if you're not
gallbladder.
fast enough, or just like I'm doing right now, you can get a bunch of damage done very easily.
Extract the gallbladder and place gallbladder. Please treat the hemorrhaging area with antibiotic gel and suture the epithelium. The gallstones have been eliminated, and the
It's a pretty damn fast one. This one is really
Please close
freaking
them up.
fast. You just don't have to do much. Just gotta be careful about those gallstones because they will do damage, as you notice. Honestly, on harder difficulties, this one can be a bit of a pain.
operation
The
complete.
gallstone will do a lot more damage, and they are gonna be a lot more frequent. However, that was pretty easy. Still gotta see. Like I said, this game, the rankings are sometimes they're really harsh, sometimes they're really easy.
We just arrived, and we're already performing emergency surgeries. I can't wait to see what's next. But I guess it was a good chance to get our feet wet.
You always see the positive, Val.
Oh, you're leaving? I was glad to hear the operation went well. Of course, I'd expect nothing less.
We always do our best.
I hear that often, but for some reason, this time I believe it. Tomorrow, we'll meet to discuss stigma. I'm counting on you both.
Like she said, we always do our best.
Well, folks, that was it for today. I'll meet you guys probably tomorrow. Anyhow, folks, Hailtothebreak here. Sign off.